back. So this week, new laws banning abortion took effect in 4 separate states: Idaho, Oklahoma, Texas, and Tennessee. Some young people in those states and others are not just sitting by and letting this happen without doing something. A Washington Post story this week details the efforts by teens across the country to take control over the message about abortion rights and sex education as well, including the Tennessee group Teens for Reproductive Rights. This is how a recent meeting they held in a park was described. Behind them, on a folding table, bouquets of pamphlets offered information teachers at school would never share on the difference between medical and surgical abortions and how to get them. Beside the pamphlet sat items adults at school would never give: pregnancy tests and 6-packs of My Way emergency contraceptive. And the 4 young women who started this group join me now, from left to right: Emma Rose Smith, Lily Swain, Allison Nordstrom, and Paige Buckley, all 17 years old. And Allison, I know that you have been volunteered as the spokesman, so thank you for that. But of course, if any of you ladies want to join in as well and answer, we would love to hear from you as well. Allison, I know that you initially reached out to Emma Rose with this idea, with your idea, and wanting to take action after the overturn of Roe, the Supreme Court decision. Why?
Well, I knew Emma Rose had some experience in activism in the past, and I knew that I just really wanted to connect with girls who had the same drive to get things done that I did.
I want to read a little bit for folks about how this Washington Post article kind of describes the type of education you girls have been getting up until now when it comes to sex education specifically. 12 days after the teens' picnic, abortion would become illegal in Tennessee. The students wouldn't hear anything about it in school. State law does not require sex education, and it holds that schools in areas with high pregnancy rates must offer, quote, family life education focused on abstinence. Is that, Allison, pretty accurate of the situation that you guys are dealing with?
Yes, it's definitely accurate.
And what about your parents? How do they feel about the work that you guys are doing and forming this organization now to help other teens, educate them about sex?
Our parents have been very supportive. They've been very helpful and really helped us out with this and given us all the support they could.
What do you want to hear in school, Allison? How do you want things to change in school, especially when it comes to sex education?
I want them to focus on things other than abstinence, because obviously that's proven that focusing on abstinence isn't just going to stop people from having sex. And I also think that we all want the shame to be taken out of it. Sex education and sex should not be something that's shameful, and the focus seems to be on shame, and that should not be it at all.
It's interesting, right, because you guys aren't necessarily getting the sex education that you want in your schools, and so I'm sure so much of it has fallen on the shoulders of your parents to talk to you about it. I'm wondering if, Allison, I'll start with you, and maybe the other girls will chime in as well, is that where you've been learning your sex education up until now, and of course what took place in the Supreme Court, hearing from them, learning from them?
Yeah, so for me at least, I learned most of my sex education through my parents, as well as my church, which gave us the actual facts and different methods on contraception.
And I learned most of my sex education through hearing it through peers and friends, like on the bus after school, because our schools didn't really even teach us about our own bodily autonomy. So even that we had to learn from other people.
Girls, anybody else?
I learned on the bus after school as well. We learned together. A
little group time.
Yeah. I learned a lot from my family and my parents.
So I'm wondering, Allison, if you feel as if this is going to help create change at your school going forward.
I definitely think it's going to help create change. We've gotten so much support and love from people all over the country, honestly, of people who want to help support us, and as well as teens, both at our school and across Tennessee, who agree with us. And I think that what we really want to do is give teens a voice because they want to be heard, and I really think that this is definitely going to provoke change.
What type of turnout, Allison, have you been seeing from your friends, from other girls in the community? Are you getting help and kind of support from guys in the community as well?
Yeah, at our picnic, we had both women and men come, teens, to help support us from all over Williamson County. We've had people reach out through our Instagram saying that they want to help either plan stuff or get involved in our meetings. We've seen our social media grow a whole ton. And even at school, I've had positive messages come from people who say, I love what you're doing. I want to help. I completely agree with you.
Are you reaching out to girls, to women at other schools as well, in other parts of your state or the country, hearing from them?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of people from all over Tennessee reach out to us and even say that they want to start chapters of teens for reproductive rights across Tennessee. Yeah, and I definitely think that's something that we want to do. We love the idea of expanding chapters all over Tennessee to just get the word out and gain support.
You guys, go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry. I think it's really awesome the amount of people from other states, too, that have DM'd us and asking if they can create their own chapters, too, because it's like, it's recognizing that this is a national problem, too, not just Tennessee's problem as well. So it kind of helps us grow a community even outside our backyard.
I think you guys are super awesome. I'm always so impressed by activists, and especially activists at your age and wanting to stand up for something. So thank you for the work that you're doing and for sharing it with us today. Keep fighting, girls. Thank you. Emma Rose, Lily Swan, Paige Buckley, Allison. Don't scroll the prompter, guys. I got to read their names. I want to read all of them. Thank you, girls, all of you. We'll be watching your work develop. We'll be right back.